prices on all grocery items. Trust low-cost supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high-quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low-cost supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature. And our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility, situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers on IBN Channel 8. Of course, I'm coming to you live from the studios of IBN, which is located right here in Bamboo number 2. Of course, 61 Bamboo Main Road, Bamboo number 2. This is where our studios are and have been for the last 18 years or so. So it's a pleasure being in your company, and of course, let me just welcome our first sponsor, which is Style Expression Limited. And of course, Style Expression, it's where you get all your tiles, and I've said it time and time again, but for those of you who do not listen, right, I just want to re-emphasize the point that if you're looking for some good quality tiles at exceptionally good prices, and you don't have to wait for specials, plus you could check them out for SPC Flooring too as well. Remember, it's Style Expression Limited, and they are located right there in Cunupia. In fact, I passed through there today. And let me just say a special hello to a gentleman and his family. Of course, Sharif there from NISA and his family. I had the pleasure of meeting Sharif, and 2 out of his 5 children today. And of course, his sister, pleasure as usual. And of course, thank you for giving me my favorite orange apple juice, Sharif. All right, so let's get the ball rolling again. I would just like to wish my brother, that's my brother, and why is his wife looking like if that picture doesn't do her justice? I mean, at the end of the day, she doesn't look that pale. Honestly, she doesn't look that pale. Unless she put on real makeup, dread. Yeah, it looked like she put on real makeup. So to my sister-in-law, Nadisha, oi, stay away from the 2-inch paintbrush and dread. You understand? I can imagine. She's going to text me any minute now because that picture is not supposed to go up on air. And I know I'm expecting a WhatsApp message anytime now. So let me just turn it off because I know it's pressure for me. Of course, let me just say a special thank you to my sister-in-law Lillian and my brother Ashmead for that wonderful booty and roti. Of course, my sister-in-law Lillian decides that roti should not be more than 6 inches. She's real cheap when it comes to flour. But anyway, it's a good thing when family could come together, eat together, lime together, and what happens is that I don't know what's going on for tomorrow. Of course, as usual, let me just say a special thank you to the gentlemen, the grounds keepers, the Baraka grounds, Daniel Espanol, of course, my brother Nazim, and of course, the man himself, Moody, the kneecap, Mahmoud Ali. Yes, I hope that you are taking some treatment for that kneecap. Moody looks as if he has displaced his knee, but what happens is that the man can't sit down. So we hope that you are taking the necessary medication to be back with us. All right, so I would like to thank all those of you who, really bared with me over the last few weeks when TKR had their matches, and of course I was cutting you short and I was heading out to see the match, and of course on 1 or 2 occasions, many of you may not have even realized that the program was pre-recorded. I recorded the program about 2-3 hours before, and of course that is why I didn't take your phone calls. So I would like to thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to have done what I did, and of course with great regret I did that, because when you look at the situation now with TKR and that match, it was so upsetting. I thank God. I mean, I was being offered airfare and a seat at the stadium, of course, with the big Sawatis and them, and I was only able to get one. So I said to myself, it would be unfair for me to go when my daughters are and my sons are avid cricket fans. So I will say no to that. And I'm kind of glad I did, because you could imagine going there and watching that cricket live. It would have been one of the most embarrassing things, because all you know me and my mouth, right? I would have probably get coughed down and kicked, because quite frankly, I don't know. I really don't know what went on with TKR, but such is life. Anyway, let's start the ball rolling. Of course, this is just to remind you about the my company and the genuine Hilux windscreens. And why am I showing you today this? It is because I spoke to somebody from an insurance company. And in fact, I will mention the insurance company. I spoke to somebody from Gulf Insurance today. And they told me that windscreen people always bad talking one another about this one windscreen and that one windscreen. And when I told him about the marks on our windscreen, he said, well, yeah, well, yours is genuine. And what happens is that people don't understand still. They are putting $600 windscreens in front of their face. And in case of an accident, that could break off, bust your wife's throat, choke your daughter in the eye, and people don't know. They're playing cheap with dotishness. And I keep telling people, if it's one part that you put genuine in your vehicle, it is your windscreen, because that is in front of you. Because if that's separate with a big stone, that could bust your throat. That could dig out your eye. That could send a piece of glass straight through your heart. That could decapitate you or your children. So all you know what you're doing for me, please. All right? And of course, Let me just welcome our good friends Neil Shaz, and of course Neil Shaz is where you get all the European parts for your vehicles, no matter if it's BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, you name it, across the board, engine, electrical, transmission, and of course they do servicing as well on the European vehicles and repairs as well. So give them a call, 646-4036, that's 646-4036, or you could call the boss himself, 680-0734. Let's go again, guys. All right, you know, wait, pull back a little bit. I just want to, I want to get something to go with that. So just bear with me, people, because really and truly, I want to be able to just bear with me. I just want to, oh my God, I apologize for this, but what happened is that, all right, guys, don't do that as yet, because what happened is that I want to be able to get a photo. Got it. Justin, I'm sending you the photo now, right? Pull up that for me, please. Put that on the system one time for me, please. Right? Now, good. Right, so while they're loading that up, right? While they're loading that up, I want to be able to run one or two things as well. What happened is that the police service say that school violence is down to almost zero. Today alone on my phone, I got 3 fights, one with a stabbing after a football match between, I think it was Five Rivers and Eldo. So we're hearing about school violence gone down to zero, but still, it reminds me of earlier saying crime gone down, and yet it is we have an increase in everything, but crime gone down. And as I continue to say, you see the sad reality is when they take us for fools. And, you know, really and truly, we need to really, really, really wake up in this country and realize that when you look at certain things, for example, a question was asked to me, Republic Bank, they are the big sponsors, millions of dollars for CPL. And that CPL fees or whatever they are paying, it would not be paid in TT. That would be paid either in US or euros or something. And the funds that Republic Bank get from Central Bank, it is for public use. So where did Republic Bank get that money to pay X, Y, and Z? I'm just asking. Right, so the first thing I want to do, and this is not to knock anybody, because the gentleman grew up in Bamboo. Go back with that slide. Now what happened is that I saw this story where someone who grew up in Bamboo, number 2, Bikram Ramnaran, he basically was the one that started the foreign news industry. And in fact, I was the one that went to him and showed him how to license a vehicle. And in fact, the first roll-on, roll-off vehicle, I was the one that did it. And of course, that's his son. And what happens is that we are seeing here, after changing the shape of the used car parts and foreign news market, decades ago, Bikram Ramnaran is hoping his 500 million vision will do the same to the tourism sector on Trinidad East Coast. Now, there's Bikram Ramnaran and there's his son. As I said before, this is not to knock him, but this is just a reminder to him. Right now, I grew up in Bamboo, number 2. In fact, my brother and everybody, they were friends of Bic, and some of them continue to be. And what happened is that this is the house that Bic actually grew up in. This house is the house where they were born, and of course, Bic and his family. And what happened is that at the end of the day, he had a brother who was severely injured when a gate fell on him, Muna, right? And what happened is that he had another brother who was shot and murdered, Coxie. But what happened is that the reason I'm telling you this is that it pains me to see that the same village that gave you the Bics and everything else, and you started your business there. It pains me to see, and I mentioned it on the village chat, that we have over 150 households in Bamboo. And I mentioned that, and I said, could anybody tell me if during the flood, if any assistance was received by Bics and his company or anybody? And not one person answered yes. And I even asked people who collected as well. I even spoke to people who were there collecting on the other side, and they said no. Now, I could be wrong, but the fact is that what pains me is that this is the area you grew up in, brother man. Bamboo number 2 is the area that made you into who you are. And it is sad, and to me it is an indictment that you could focus on Mayaro, Manzala, which I have no problems with. But when your village was in pain and people were suffering, I was the one who received the majority of items to give away. And unfortunately, I did not get anything from you, as far as I can remember. And I think as businessmen, and I say this to myself, and I do not say this in a bad way. As businessmen, we tend to forget where we come from. We tend to forget the people on the ground who made us into what we are. And you know, people don't understand, as businessmen, you could invest $500 million, $1, but there will come a time when tomorrow you will be 6 feet under, and that $500 million investment will go down to your son. And then it will go down to your grandchildren. And that's the end of it. But you see, as people who grew up in villages and in areas, we need to start giving back to those areas. For example, one of the things that I had suggested is that, you know, one of the things that we could have done was namely Savannah, the Bikram Ramnarain recreation grounds. But when you don't pay for a weed whacker to cut grass, how we going to do that? We can't do that. So at the end of the day, this is just an appeal to all the businessmen in Bamboo, right? Including myself. This is where we live. And that is the problem, eh? Most businessmen from Bamboo do not live here. So therefore, most of them don't give a damn about here, right? But it is about time we give back to the village that made us into what we are. Because at the end of the day, not only our parents were looking after us, but fellow villagers were looking after us to make sure that we grew up to be who we are today. And it is because of that, growing up in Bamboo Village, that I am who I am, together with my father and you know, my father used to put katas in you whether you like it or not. I always say, katas never kill nobody. And for me as a father, I don't care if you're a boy or girl, I'll put a licking on your backside, and if you have a problem with that, hard luck. Right? So let me just welcome our good friends, Berberine. Berberine, and as I've said before, there are thousands of products on the market. And when one company comes out with a product that excels, you will get other companies trying to copy. Make sure, because you know these days people send you pills, and the pills are not pure, and you don't know what the jail you mix it with. In fact, there was a time when they had produced Panadol, and Panadol had gypsum in it. Long ago. But all those things have sorted out now. So the fact is that when you look at purchasing Berberine, which works to keep your blood sugar level at bay, and that is important, as you know, because there are so many diseases related to a high glucose level. Make sure, take one morning, take one in the evening, and go with the brand. AJA, and it's available at Pennywise and pharmacies nationwide. Let's go again, guys. Right. This is from a villager in Bamboo number 2, right? And this is a pit here in Mount Hope. Right? I waited in a critical area from an ambulance from 4 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. and was not seen by a doctor, and she was in severe pain. I started to feel even more sick than before. I discharged myself last night at 12, and I am going to my private doctor for 5 p.m. today. So more than 24 hours after she's going for help. But you see, in this country, right, in this country, we have people who have no problems with that because they approve of the healthcare system, because they're going to vote back Terence Yal Singh, and then they're going to put back again. And like I said before, in Trinidad, we have special levels of dotish in this country. They are the people who would accept simple things. And then there are those who would accept multiple dotish things. And of course, we have seen it time and time again. Let's go again, guys. There was a fire in Arangwes, and this was the hose being used by the fire services. So if you think we have dotish, illiterate, stupid people in Wassa, believe me, you have plenty of them who dealing with the fire services. Plenty of them. So believe me, Wassa and the fire services should become one entity, because two of them is failure. Let's go again. Let me just welcome our good friends, Gate Automation Company Limited. And remember, Gate Automation, it's where you get all your automatic gate needs. Of course, they carry security barriers as well, spare remotes, circuit boards. If your motors have been damaged for whatever reason, give them a call and they would be able to sort you out. Remember, they carry brands like Runner, Tow, and other big names. Let's go again. TNT Venezuelan-born delegate for the Miss Grand International Pageant in Vietnam, Milady Materano, has stepped down from the competition. Her attorneys, she have attorneys now. Okay. Her attorneys in a news conference today announced that she will not be going to Vietnam to represent TNT next month because of a problem with sponsorship. Of course you will have a problem with sponsorship. Here what happening when you don't know the motto of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is our problem, you know. First off, stop right there. You see this thing, you know, women always talking about we judging them and this and that. But yet it is a woman wearing on something. A dental floss have more than that. Walking up and down, men gaping like she's a piece of meat. And women don't have a problem with that. They're fully supportive. They don't have a problem with that. With other women being treated like a piece of meat. Not only that, which mother made an ugly child? Which mother? And at the end of the day, the same 19-year-old, what's that same 90-year-old 20 years and 30 years down the road? At the end of the day, we are all, you know, beautiful in our own way. Some of us, maybe it is the way we talk. Some of us, the things we do. Maybe it is some of us, the acts of charity. You can never tell. But at the end of the day, this dotishness of judging people just because their nose is a certain way, or their lips is a certain way, or their bottom have so and so much fat in it, at the end of the day, I really don't know when we're going to stop this dotishness. But then again, the same people who oppose a set of dotishness is the same people who are encouraging this. Let's go again, guys. When I read this, I got sick to my stomach, and I'm not going to play that video. I'm not going to play that video with her in the hospital because that would break me down. Girl 3 dies after falling into boiling pot of peas. Relatives defend mom, say it was an accident. At the end of the day, you know what this reminded me of? I had a sister, in fact, I have a sister. She's in Canada, Wahida. Come back to me, guys. She resides in Canada. And what happened is that she was running, and my father and them, they were cutting, you know, those crickets, the crickstins, cutting the cover off. And she fell and cut her face here and was scarred almost for life, right, with that cut on her face here. The cheek was cut maybe about 2 inches. And when you look at it, it wasn't carelessness by my parents. At the end of the day, it was just that she was running and she slipped and she fell. And unfortunately, I guess you could say you know, things like that do happen. But one of the things that as parents we have to understand, because we live in a time, and I say this time and time again, you could put your head on a block for a child long ago. Not again. Days for that dead. Especially with this phone thing. This phone thing causing children to get themselves involved in all kind of dotishness and all kind of trouble. And at the end of the day, you know, I wish that was one thing we had major limits on. But when you look at what is taking place with this situation where the child fell into a pot of boiling water, I cannot understand for the life of me watching that video with the child band up and talking so calm and sounding pain-free. And to me, I don't know, there must be an investigation into that, because you didn't see the child lie down with tube running down she nose and throat turning. This is a child, right, that was comforting the parents and telling the parents, you know, don't worry, I'll go home, don't worry, I'll yourself and this and that. And you know, that must have been a real shock, because to watch your child 1 minute telling you that, and then the next minute to get a call saying that your child passed away, you know. And I'm not blaming any doctors or anything for that, because I don't want to implicate anybody. But when you look at healthcare in this country, and, you know, doctors are overworked. And this is why we have so many doctors that leave Trinidad and Tobago and go all over the world for greener pastures, because, you know, you are respected as a doctor abroad. But in Trinidad and Tobago, you are qualified. You spend 4 or 5 years becoming a doctor, and they treat you like garbage. You don't get gloves, you don't get masks. What happens is that they have you working some ridiculous shifts. You just have to go and buy your own thing and all kind of drama. So for me, I really feel it for the parents, and to all those parents outside there with your children, please, especially with dogs and these sort of things, please be careful. Because when I looked at the photo with the young lady, the young girl who died, that photo, guys, if you look at her, pull back up that photo, you could see the child, watch the child. Mother takes she time and tie she hair, and woman said the child well put together. The child ain't dress up all over like if the parents ain't care. You could see that the mother spent time dressing her child and making sure her child looked pretty. But you know, we plan, God plan. And that's the reality of it. As we say, as we say, couldn't fail, couldn't be, and it'll be. Let me just welcome Automax all-purpose degreaser. Available in 55 gallon, 18 liter, 3.7 liter, and 1,000 ml. Instead of buying them imported expensive thing, give them a call, right? Because for those of you who have companies with trucks and you deal with a lot of grease and those things, it don't make sense you go and buy a gallon and you're paying $100 a gallon when you could buy locally manufactured products that sometimes meet and beat the foreign standards. It's Automax all-purpose degreaser. Let's go again, guys. I saw this being posted up today. A 12-year-old child was found with his throat slit in the Lavante area on the 25th of September. Today is Wednesday, and we are now hearing about this. And this has not caused anybody to protest. It has not caused anybody to block the street. And if this is indeed fact, then really and truly, where are we going as a nation? Because children are getting bullet in their head, children getting bullet in their chest, multiple children are dying, and it's like we have become immune, and it doesn't matter. But again, like I said, Trinidad, we are a bunch of cowards. We're a bunch of yellow belly. Long time you say hear about people standing up and not taking this noticiousness. Nowadays, there's a whole different breed of people we have. We have a bunch of keyboard warriors, and all that is all there. Let's go again, guys. These are the 4 children who were murdered. Remember that murder that took place in Arima? All of them were shot and murdered. I want you to watch something. Watch the faces of these children and tell me what these, if these children deserve what took place. Faith Peterkin, Ariana Peterkin, Shane Peterkin, and Tiffany Peterkin, age 19, 14, 10, and 17. What did they do? But you see, again, I cannot allude to anything or implicate the parents, but I just want to speak in general. You see, up to today, and I mentioned this on a TikTok video, which you could see on my profile on TikTok. I mentioned this today, that many women go about treating their body like clothes clip, right? Like clothes clip. And you could read into that what you want. And unfortunately, what happens is that they make poor decisions and they choose yayan as companions. Now, let us take this for an example. You grow up in a home where you are catching your nenen, you are catching your royal. No sensible person will want to move from that into something worse. In other words, you don't go from a 1-story latrine into a 2-story because the people on top, you know what they will be doing to you on the bottom. You don't do that. You go for improvement. But why it is so many women, literally thousands of women, fall for rats, fellas who have nothing, fellas who ain't have a walk, fellas who teeth rotten, who smelling like ram goat. Why it is women making those poor decisions all over Trinidad, I cannot understand. I cannot understand how it is a woman who have so much needs, personal and otherwise, meaning that, she needs to take care of herself. She needs to buy her perfume and her things for menstrual cycling. So she needs to be clean and comfortable. How the hell you could want to remain in an environment where you are in a cesspit, but you want to marry somebody to keep you in that cesspit? How? How? And today, every day I deal with women like this. And I just pray for God to give me patience, But that is one thing I don't have. I just pray, oh God, give me patience. Maybe it is because I'm a little anxiety, I just get vexed. But you know what? Up to today, a woman came. And I asked her a simple question after giving her some assistance, financial. I said, how did you come here? She said she get a ride. I said, okay. I see a fellow with a queue waiting. I said, okay. How much did he charge? She said she don't know. She got to find out. So first red flag. You don't know how much the person charging you, but you get a ride with him to come. Okay. I said, go and find out. She said $50. I say $50 to go less than a mile from where I was in Baraka Ground. $50, a mile or two. She say yes. I say, whereas you could have used a taxi, a maxi, you decided that you don't have no value for money. I told her that was one time, and that was the end. And the sad reality is when we raise funds and we help people and it go public, everybody and their mother. Look, yesterday a woman contacted me in Shan, I need a washing machine. What the hell I look like, what? Get off your lazy tail and go and wash your clothes. My mother, 14 children, and she juke every piece of clothes. She board, and you have your breeze, and you have your blue soap, and juking clothes, and then putting it outside to dry. And if it fall off the line, you're going to wash it again. But all you're studying to have 3 and 4 children, and all you want washing machine. Can't pay no electricity bill. Ain't have no money for food, but all you're tail lazy, and all you want to go and get washing machine. Where have we reached as a people where women could go and breed and have a child, and that child suffering, and that child crying, and that child have no food, but yet it is you're so stupid, yet it is you're so brain dead that you decide with the same man you're going to have a next child again. And then you're going to have a next child again. And then you're going to have a next child again. And then when you post up these things to tell people stop, you will hear the illiterate clowns and them shouting, who are you to judge? People has come by me. And the money that I could use to help people take care of their health, you have to end up giving people because of stupid decisions that people make. I always say, when people ask, you must give. But you know what? When people who make stupid decisions ask, I don't give. I don't give. If you choose a man and the man break jail, and if nobody is taking care of you, you know you get involved with a bad boy. You know that because you're sleeping next to the man and you're seeing a gun next to you. What the gun doing there? Where he get the gun from? Right? You're living in a 4x4 wood house, everything falling apart, but the man have a $250,000 car. And he have a flat screen, a 65-inch TV, and he paying cable. When are you going to wake up? I have seen enough children suffering in this country every single God day. I have people calling me every day. There is not a day that passes by, and I keep telling people this thing affects you after a while, because when people send you photos of their cupboards bare, when people send you photo of their child belly swollen for malnutrition, when people send you photos of their child legs and limbs slim like their fingers, it does something to you. I said, I'm getting so fed up, and this is why I mentioned 2 weeks ago that after the next general election, this is the end of my program. I host no more programs. I am done. I have just, God willing, a year and about 3/4 again of programming. And with that, I am hoping to at least get people to make sensible choices so that we could recover from the quagmire that we are in, from the morass that we have found ourselves. At least get people to understand that there's no financial return for me being here. Here happening, these advertisers that you see there, they pay our bills for electricity, for programming, for when TAT give us charges, etc. They pay for that. At the end of the day, let me just welcome our good friends, Mitsu Air Limited. And you know, I would like to thank people for the feedback that I've gotten in regards to this company. Many people have contacted me and told me that they got in touch with them and the service that they got is exceptional. The staff that they get that come and do the servicing is exceptional. So these are the type of companies I prefer to promote. If there are companies I know that doesn't do justice to people outside there, I will not promote that company. So again, I would like to thank Mitsu Air Limited, the management and the staff for the fantastic job they do in promoting not only an excellent product, but from promoting excellent service too as well. When it comes to Mitsu Air, they have been the leaders for quite some time, but not only that, the products that they carry, Mitsubishi Electric, #1 in Japan. And if you know the Japanese market, and if you know the European market, you know that they don't mix matters. They have high standards. Unlike Trinidad and Tobago, with the whole parliament full of low standards. In fact, if they have Mitsubishi Electric there, that might be the only thing that got in parliament right now. Right? You get a 10-year warranty, parts and labor. No other air conditioning unit gives you that. Plus, it is parts and labor, 10 years. Plus, it's all our inverter units. So give them a call when you're ready. Let's go again, guys. You see the pictures that I had shown you before? Put up those pictures, guys, the pictures with the children. This article refers to those 4 children. I want you to see what the mother said. Take a look at this. Oh gosh, my children here, said Anisa Mohammed, when the bodies of her 4 slain children were brought yesterday morning. Imagine 4 children slain in Trinidad and Tobago. 4 slain. And all of us still sit down. All of us. Let me tell you something. And I want to be very factual here. You hear people saying that the family was involved in drugs and this and that. Whether it is a family, and I know nothing of that. If a family is involved in something, there's the courts and there's the laws in Trinidad and Tobago. We are a civilized society. We are a democracy. Right? And at the end of the day, we run under the Westminster system within the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. It's here and there. But the fact is that when you look at 4 children being murdered, 4 children, same family, and then you see the mother saying this in this article now. Take a, right? She was told by her husband, who viewed the bodies, that 3 of them appeared to be very, very, imagine having to watch your children like this, very, very swollen and very black and blue all over. And she questioned if their bodies had been properly preserved while they were at the Arima General Hospital. Come back to me. Those are the children that were murdered. Now, your children murdered, that is one thing. That is one vision that you have in your head, watching your children dead and bleeding out, and there is nothing that you could do. Many parents have gone through that in Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, too many parents have gone through that. But imagine that your child, whose body is supposed to be kept in a state where it is supposed to be preserved, so at least the last memory that you have of your child is one that would basically at least bring a little joy to you because you see the face of that child. What joy are you going to get from watching the decomposing body of your child, courtesy the Ministry of Health? What joy? How are you going to put that image in your head and try and keep that image out of your memory? How are you going to do that? Up to now, I still have images of the autopsy of Andrea Barrett because I was there. I was there for the autopsy, right, with Andrea Barrett. And I still have memories, and those memories will haunt me from now until I dead, and that is not even my daughter. So imagine for parents who have multiple children, and all of them with bullet wounds all over. And the image that you get is one of gore. There's a high smell of rotten and decaying flesh. And this is courtesy the government of Trinidad and Tobago, who cannot even take care of the living, much less the dead. Let's go again, guys. Look at this. Pause that right there and take in that. An employee of Syrian Brothers murdered after work. Murdered. Justin, how many bullet holes you think it have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How much?
Said about 12.
There's about 19 bullet holes there. Right? But you know what is the hardest? Some bullets may have entered the hole more than once. So it may be more than 19 bullet holes. In Trinidad and Tobago, and by the way, come back to me. The bullets, it was claimed that the bullets that were used to kill those children were ammunition registered to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in one report. But it is not the first time there is no accountability for ammunition under the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And the Army. We have had multiple cases in Trinidad and Tobago where ammunition from the police and the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force have been used to murder innocent citizens, and not one person has been held accountable. So I always like to call the facts as they are. So the children, and when you look at all those people murdered with those bullets, once they were murdered with the TTPS bullets and the TTDF bullets, they were done courtesy them. Because they were the ones that provided the bullets, somebody from inside. And no one is held accountable. It reminds me of Vemcot, with all the fraud that took place in Vemcot, right? With all the board members who end up getting their family vehicles repaired, and they owe Vemcot, and they didn't pay Vemcot. And family members getting contracts, and Rohan Sinanan supposed to do something with a report. What the hell has Rohan Sinanan done thus far with that report? Every single day, and let me see if I get that photo here, boy. Every single day I pass through roads in this country. Yesterday I passed up that road, I think it's Omera Road or Tumpuna Road, where Price Mart is down there. That new piece, which was paved less than a year ago on the highway, is falling apart. The piece by Trinity on the westbound lane, is falling apart, paved less than 1 year ago. The road by Chanramlal Road, which is in Endeavour in Shogunas there, by Medford gas station, paved less than 3 months ago, falling apart. Millions and billions of dollars in fraud in this country. And you have ministers riding high, and you have King Yayan having confidence in them. This is where we are at. How much more can we take? How much more can we continue? Like I tell people, I don't have to do this. I don't. But at the end of the day, this is a country that I love. This is a country, when I am in a plane and you watch down and you see the beauty of this place, we could take back this country. We have 1% of the population. 1% taking advantage of 99%. But the problem is that 98% out of that 99% are a bunch of cowards. As I said before, if I was a member of parliament and crime in my area, I locking down the whole area, nothing could go in and out until the police does something. But you see, on both sides, you have idiots, on the government side and on the opposition side. You have boyfriends studying to be with boyfriend and put on makeup, and that is all they're doing in parliament. That is all they're concerned about. It have some of them in the Sangre Grande Corporation is the same thing now. And this is the kind of thing we have. Men who don't even know if they are men, women who don't even know if they are women. And that is what we're promoting, and that is what we're pushing in this country. And that is the sad reality of it. We need to take a break. But let me just welcome our good friends, True Value Home Mart, where you get the widest selections of vacuums in Trinidad and Tobago. Carpet, no problem. Oh, by the way, carpet, 2001 carpet house. I'm very disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed. Over a month and a half ago, I visited 2001 carpet house. That's the carpet and flooring division. And I told them about some carpet that we had bought from them, and that the carpet was damaged in the Moss area, and I wanted to get them to repair it. Of course, I'm willing to pay to get it repaired. After a few days, then they showed up, they checked it out, and nobody ever came back and did anything, as far as I'm aware. And I'm very disappointed, because I had a lot of respect for the owners of this company. It's just that I'm very disappointed. This is not the way they normally operate. All right? So might have to look for somebody else to get that done. But let me just welcome our good friends at True Value Home Mart, like I said before, for carpet, hard floors and carpet for your vehicle, for your boat, for anything, your bicycle, if you need a vacuum for anything, right? To suck out the hair from your dog, right? From your goat, whatever it is. All you have to do is give them a call. They're located right there in El Socorro, and it's 638-3722. All right, before we go on break, let me hail out our old head man who I met this afternoon, Majid Khan from Calcutta Street in Sawa. A pleasure meeting you there, Majid. One is that you look a lot taller than your Facebook profile. All the best to you, sir. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue. Remember, there are several ways you can contact me here on Breaking Barriers. 6844762. That's my WhatsApp number. If you're watching this program for the first time, let me know what you think. That's my number there. Now, approximately 2 years ago, right, when we had 2 to 3 years ago, when we stopped doing work for the police because they had owed us money, right, we held off from doing work in our facility here, right? And what happened is that we actually started about a month ago. And we started to do vehicle repairs back again, body and engine and all that now. And I'm overwhelmed that I mentioned this only about a week or two ago. And I'm overwhelmed the amount of response and positive responses that we have gotten from people. And I would like to thank you so much for the continued faith and confidence. And one of the things that I've always said is that the women are approximately 60 to 70% of my customers, because women know that when they come by us, they're not going to get robbed. So this is why we have a lot of female customers coming to us, and I thank all those females outside there for the faith and confidence that they continue to show in us. All right, so this is where we take a break. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8. We'll be back right after this.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare. Ronix.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. in an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility, situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Introducing Berberine Plus by Aja Nutrition, a unique combination of all-natural super supplements berberine, bitter melon, and barnaba leaf. Berberine Plus is clinically proven to provide diabetic support by decreasing insulin resistance, making the blood sugar-lowering hormone insulin more effective, increasing glycolysis, helping the body break down sugars inside cells, decreasing sugar production in the liver, slowing the breakdown of carbohydrates in the gut. Available in TNT pharmacies nationwide.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
And welcome back, my friends. Of course, you're watching Breaking Barriers. And, an appeal for, a gentleman, Pandit Mahindra Rambali. He's an amputee. And what happened is that he is about to be put out from where he is. And he needs to pay the first and last rent for somewhere else that he's getting, and then after that, Ministry of Social Development will assist. And for those of you who'd like to assist him, the account number is 290-7549, and that is at FCB, and you can contact him. This is Pandit Mahindra Rambali at 346-7358. And there are so many pundits around. There are so many people who are from the Hindu community around who know this gentleman. This gentleman should not, be having to ask around for assistance. People should just rush to assist him, especially all the people that he assisted within his community. So remember, 346-7358. All right, and let me just, yes, no. Right. Someone sent me, right. The Papuri Road closed to the, Aussie Recreation Ground in Barapo was paved many months ago. Started caving less than 1 month after it was done. Now one side of the road is maybe close to 2 to 3 feet lower. And this is what I'm saying. I continue to say this. Under this minister, Rohan Sinanan, is endless bacchanal with paving. And let me tell you something. Man getting money for doing nonsense. And this man's still there, and he's Rowley's choice to be Minister of Works for Life. And talking about Works for Life, let me just welcome Kyo to this segment. And of course, remember, and I continue to say, the reason why I, with my old tail, still have so much energy, it is because this is one of the products that I use together with I start using my Berberine now. Right? Now, for those of you who don't know, there are literally thousands of elderly people who use this water, and this water have helped them because of the oxygen content in it. And for those of you who do not believe what I'm saying, go on the foreign review sites and check it out. And you will see for yourself how many thousands of people it has helped with their skin condition, with how, you know, we call it psoriasis and eczema, with those people who have problems with breathing, with those people who are recovering after COVID, for those people who exercise and need more strength. This is not no plain bottled water or pipe water you're getting. This is an English product that has been proven. The numbers on the screen is what you call to order, and they will deliver it to your home. 375-1100, 299-6263, or 292-1913. Get your cure today. Let's go again, guys. The Kuva Tawaki Talparo Corporation, these are some serious allegations, has had to step in to pick up bulk waste in a housing development corporation, although the contract to supply those services was awarded to Pical Services Limited, a company owned by National Service Minister Foster Cummins. Guardian Media reported last month that attorneys representing Cummins have asked the police to clear their client's name after he was accused of engaging in unscrupulous business dealings related to state contracts. In defending their client, the attorneys mentioned that Cummins' company was awarded 6 contracts by the AGC. One was for bulk waste removal at AGC's Lisa's Gardens, Kuva, which is a private community outside the scope of the regional corporation. However, Lisa's Garden residents claim they have never seen anyone besides. So imagine, according to residents and according to the corporation, the residents have never seen any other trucks except the corporation. So I'm asking a question, you know, could it be that the monies received should be returned by Foster's companies, the monies he allegedly get? Right? Now take a listen. This is a CNC3 report. Take a listen.
Between 2016 and 2017, the agency awarded 6 contracts to Pical Services Limited for grass cutting and garbage collection for developments without management companies. One of those contracts was for bulk waste collection at Lisa's Gardens, Kuva. When Guardian Media visited the community last month, residents said that their bulk waste was collected by the Kuva Tabaki Talparo Regional Corporation and not a private entity. Former councillor for the area, Ramchan Maraj, said the corporation was forced to step in and collect the bulk waste after noticing heavy pileup within the community. He said the corporation investigated whether or not Pical Services Limited was awarded the contract, and after confirmation, the corporation stopped all collection. When contacted, the agency said it is dedicated to transparency. However, divulging any information pertaining to the contract awarded to Pical Services Limited would be a breach of confidentiality and exposing contractors' personal information. When contacted, Minister Cummings directed all inquiries to his attorneys. Jensen Lavend, CNC3 News.
Right, now, what I want you to look at, take a look at the other slide. Could we get the other slide, guys? Right? In response to questions from Guardian Media, and now this is the hardest, the AGC said it could not disclose the value of the contracts, how they were selected, or why they were extended. So you have a public entity that your tax dollars paying for, that your tax dollars paying the salaries, right, for this behemoth called HGC, right? And they telling you that here what happened. You see the contract we give them? That is none of your business. You don't need to know that. That is private thing. Shut your mouth, go your way. You're a waste of time. You know what he said? While many PNM supporters sucking salt, now they're gone from sucking salt to sucking the salt bag, ministers and their families getting contracts. But we staying quiet. But not only that, you see the opposition, as I've said before, the reason all this continues, it is because we have the weakest and the worst opposition we have ever had in history. And that is why this could continue. Let's go again, guys. The agency is dedicated to transparency and also to safeguard the confidentiality and privacy of contract-related information. Rubbish. That is supposed to be public because you are using public funds, you illiterate idiots. Idiots. Big idiots. And you can almost be sure that somebody, anyway, we're going to talk with that at a different time. Let me just welcome Extra Care Products to this segment, and let me use Extra Care. Because you see them fellas, some days have big time attorney, senior counselor and all kind of thing now. So you know, at the end of the day, my attorney more bad than senior counselor, but still, he's busy with 15 cases for me, and I don't want to add no more. All right, so let me just welcome Extra Care. And I've said it before 1,000 times. You want good products, you want to save money, but you want quality, Extra Care. Can't say nothing else because that is exactly what it is. Let's go to our slides again, guys. You know, when I see these things, I just tell myself that mad people living in this country. The Business Guardian spoke to several stakeholders on what they would like to see allocated to the tourism sector. President of the Small Tourism Accommodation Owners of Trinidad and Tobago, Denise Aliong, said more funding must be given to the tourism ministry in the budget so that different bodies within the sector can benefit from more slippers. Okay, good. Come back to me. Let us even forget that slide. Throw that away afterwards. We are going to spend more money in tourism. And right now, the biggest problem that we have is crime and murders. Which country in their right mind, where you have every other country warning its citizens, do not come to Trinidad because you could dead. But yet it is, we studying tourism. We studying tourism. Imagine tourism is our focus. Tourism is what we want to do and where we want to go. But you know what? Wait now. How are we going to get people to come here when before they buy their ticket, everybody warning them that you could get shot, you could get murdered, you could get kidnapped, you could get bongsong and dead, and people don't care, right? And look what the Prime Minister said. He said TNT continues to evolve into a great nation. Well, that is one thing I want to deal with now, right? You see, for people who live in Haiti and other countries that are falling apart, you wouldn't believe there are people who are stupid enough to believe that Haiti is doing well. In Venezuela, there are supporters who support Maduro even though the country is falling apart. And just like Maduro country, just like Cuba country, and just like Haiti and other countries, where you have idiots living and having them support leaders who are failures, we are no different in Trinidad and Tobago. Because this man that you just see there, this man, they call Rowley. Bring him back again. Right? Zoom into the picture. In fact, could have a next picture with him. But, right? This man have this country in a mess. This country is like a large cesspit right now because of what is going on in this country. There is no reason to celebrate Republic Day and Independence Day because of where we are at right now. But as I said before, you have stupid people. People who have their brain in their head, who the brain is still full size, it is shrink. I'm talking about people who have normal size brain. And they're too dotish to see that this whole country falling apart. All because of race or just pure stupidity. Let's go again, guys. Oh yeah. All I believe it, I roll it there. But like I said, when I'm doing more slides here, I will never put his picture up or right side up because he have this country upside down. And where he get our Urkel glasses from now, way? Like cataract glasses? Or? Anyway, the Prime Minister welcomed opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessa's acceptance of the invitation for crime talks. Both sides getting involved in crime talks. You know where's the hardest? The government team will be named in the coming days and the actual engagements will take place after the budget debates are concluded. Come back to me. The budget is on September the 2nd. The budget debate normally takes place 2 weeks after, and sometimes it could continue for weeks. So the crime that is a serious issue right now, that is affecting everybody, elderly being beaten, women being kidnapped, children being murdered, that is not a priority for King Rowley, right? For King Rowley, the priority is, you know what? Let me organize the budget, and then we can handle we stuff afterwards. And you and I know that those talks between the both sides is just talk, because Rowley could say, you see, I went and talked to the opposition, and they had nothing good to say. And then the opposition going to say, no, you see, we offer the man solutions, and the man not taking it. And both sides will look to blame each other after this so-called talks that they're having. The opposition is not going to want the government to solve crime issues right now because it would make the government look good. You think the opposition want to make the government look good? Of course not. And you think that the government, right? You think the opposition want to make the government look good, or the government want to make the opposition look good? Of course not. Both sides, they want that. So you think them talks and them is to do what? It's just to put on our face and to fool stupid people. Because we know what's going to happen at those talks. This one going to blame that one. And here they are, they say, Rowley is not going to be part of that once Gary is part of it. And you're almost sure Hines mightn't be part of it, because Hines and Gary, I cannot see two of them sitting at the same table. I cannot see them. Because Hines, honestly, I can't stand that man. Much less, you know, Gary sitting down in front of that man. I don't think Gary could stand sitting down in front of that man. Especially the garbage that he spews. So those crime talks, they might as well just end it, waste of time, because that is going to be a bunch of rubbish that both sides will be talking. Of course, this segment brought to you courtesy of our good friends of Rita. And remember, Rita is available both in cans and bottles. And remember, look out for products that look similar, because there are products trying to copy Rita. So just be careful and make sure that you get the original Rita, where the taste cannot be copied. All right, so what we'll do, we'll open up our phone lines. We have some more slides to deal with. But we'll open up our phone lines so people can call in and discuss whatever issues I have discussed or whatever is on your mind. Remember, when you call in, turn down the volume on your television, please. Guys, could we make that a little bigger? Because many people don't have, many people say they don't normally see the numbers clearly. So if you can make it bigger, go ahead, bigger. I want that bigger so that people will be able to see it and you know, because not everybody have a 65-inch TV home. Right, good, that'll work. All right, and when you call in, turn down the volume on your television, please. And, of course, be careful with what you're saying when you're calling as well, because at the end of the day, I have enough court cases to deal with, and there's one I'm looking excitedly for. Remember that Crocro matter? Yes, that Crocro matter is coming up in December, and I'm looking, you know, really looking forward to that. Oh, talking about matters. You would have remembered Andy Rizal, who we raised the funds for. We raised $285,000 plus people. We arranged for people to deposit funds directly to the account as well. So there was approximately $150,000 in the account as well. So we raised more than $435,000 for him. We were told that the surgery was going to be done locally. Then afterwards, all of a sudden, you hear that the surgery is going to be done at Apollo. Now, in India, you can get surgery for between $20,000 to $36,000. But lo and behold, Mr. Rizal is saying through his representatives that it's costing $80,000 US. At the end of the day, we got a call from someone stating that Mr. Rizal allegedly did work on his house, and some of the monies was used to pay him laboring, etc. And of course, I have that conversation recorded. And you have a set of other allegations. The fact is that we did what we had to do by raising funds, and I told Mr. Rizal that if funds are not utilized to do the surgery, within a month, all funds are to return to us, and we will use those funds to help other people, right? But I am not going to raise a dollar or a cent again, because there are places the gentleman could go to do the surgery, and my question is why he's not going to those places, but he's choosing the most expensive place right now. Apollo is where all the stars and millionaires and billionaires go, and unfortunately, I would not recommend going there if you do not have the funds. There are many other hospitals that offer excellent service as well, that have a fantastic reputation for liver transplants, etc. And it's easily found all over the world. India is one of those places where it's done like that. It's done frequently. So as I said before, for me, I believe in accountability. So that's just to give you an update that if he does not go for the surgery in a month, I am asking for all funds to be returned. And then we will distribute it. You will decide how to distribute it. Let's go to our lines. Hello.
Good night, Mr. Anshan.
Good night.
I just want to take a little thing from what you said earlier on. Now, if you have a son, right? And he's doing a very good job. Brilliant. He's doing what his fathers want him to do. And he's excelling in his job. Even though he gets all colors in his hand, all corn and things. But he's doing what his father is proud of. Would you take him out from that job?
No, you are breaking up a bit. One is that you broke up a bit in between. You're saying that if you have a son and your son is good at a job, if you would take him out of that job?
And even though he's getting a little, corn and things in his fingers or whatever, but he's making you proud of what he's doing. Would you take him out of that job?
No, it is not up to me to take him out of that job. What happens is that I have always said that when it comes to children and whatever future they decide, I will leave them to decide. For example, my son, and I'm just using my son as an example. My son did business after leaving school. He never did sciences. And what happened is that at the age of 23, he decided he wanted to change from business. Even though his father owned several businesses, which is myself, I was looking forward to my son being part of my business. But my son decided that he wanted to do medicine as well. And he married and his wife is doing medicine as well. So therefore, I did not say, no boy, I have a business. You have to do business. It is what they want. It is what they decide. Because at the end of the day, as parents, we should know when to step back.
Okay, I was just saying this to say that you are doing such a brilliant job, right? And helping so much people and doing what is God's will. That is, God will not take you off of that job. I believe that in my heart. It is not up to you, it is up to God. You are doing excellent.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%, but you really want me to come here with a cane and wheelchair holster in a program?
God is keeping you in that job, and it's not up to you again, Mr. Angel. It's up to God, and you are doing excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And let me tell you something. For the time that I have hosted this program, which is 18 years, the amount of things that we have done for people, and lives that we have impacted. And I have always said, I have some of you, I am the only person, it's through the mercy of God that we could raise 200,000, 300,000 in 15, 20 minutes because the people who watch this program trust me. And I've always said, nothing I do is without the boss, right? And what happens is that whatever God decides is what happens. But there comes a time when, I need to get in touch with my spirituality and focus on family and hope that my son and my daughter-in-law at least give my grandchild, somebody to play with because my niece Karima, she have a child and I don't want to go and harass her son every week. Let's go to our lines. Hello. Hello.
Hello. A very good evening and assalamu alaikum to you, Barenja.
Good evening and wa alaikum assalam.
So I cannot say this I am tired saying this on air, and I would like that legislation passed to protect innocent lives. And I'm not going to talk about the murders of the children, and I'm going to.
Right.
I want to talk about children who is drowning. The amount of time you hear gate fall on children.
Yes.
Ian, oh my goodness. In Shan, people must be held accountable.
100%.
Our negligence is causing innocent children to die. These children could be our future leaders, future prime minister, future president, future doctors and lawyers. And in the U.S., this is called negligent homicide.
Yes, correct.
And it's time people be held accountable. We cannot be saying all the time, well, it was an accident. No, these things could be avoided. And, Lord, I don't know what to say too much. I understand children.
No, you are absolutely correct, caller. You are spot on. But you see, this is the country that we live in. For example, someone from Bamboo, who we know and who we grew up with, their son died in an accident. A truck got by drive and run off the road. No breathalyzer was done on the truck, right? On the truck driver, sorry. No No assessment was done on the mechanical defects if the truck had any. Nothing was done. Somebody dead and the police leave it just so. The police just don't care. And to me, it shocks me that in a country where a man could just say, yeah, Bajam, and somebody dead, the police leave that just so and nobody held accountable. Somebody, and it has happened all the time, where all of a sudden, other people will pay some hush money, and at the end of the story, not this we're referring to, other cases,
True.
and it done.
Yeah. Inshan, and quickly and finally,
Sure.
I know airtime is expensive. It hurt me deeply when little children like this is just snuffed out of this planet. I feel so sad. All the best.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. And this is why I didn't show the video with the young child, because that pains me, because I have 2 daughters as well. So thank you very much, Kola, and I endorse your sentiments. I fully agree with you. But you see, there's a land of jokers where you have contractors pay in 1 minute, a set of con men getting contracts, and what happens is that you have the minister going on TV and skinning his teeth and millions of dollars being wasted. But what is worse than that minister is the people who sit down on their backsides and allow it, which is you and I. Let's go to our lines again. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
I'm calling to ask if you could help me to find 2 ladies from Twin City Mall. Them find $6,000 in an envelope. They never make a report or never tell the people by the food place and find something on the ground. I want to know if you could assist me to find the 2 ladies. I have the video, everything.
Send whatever information you have to WhatsApp to me now. 684-4762. That's my WhatsApp number. All right? And I will, yeah, 684-4762. All right? And I will see what I can do. All right, guys. All right, let's go to our slides. And remember, people, when you call in, turn down the volume on your television, please. We'll take just a few. All right, good. Senior cop warns citizen against vigilante justice. Now, you know what I really cannot understand? Somebody come in your yard. That same person could kidnap your daughter, kill your wife. Here what happening at the end of the day, once you stop over that fence, very little chance of you leaving the fence alive, you know. Because here what happen, I ain't got touch of it. You see them 2 dogs? I will make sure that they have dinner and they have breakfast in the morning too with your body. Because at the end of the day, you're not supposed to be in my property doing anything. So hard luck. Let's go again with the other slides, guys. Right. I saw this and I felt ashamed as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Judges hold some of the highest positions in this land. And for too long, we have disrespected these judges. These people put their lives at risk because when you send someone to jail, when you send someone for hard labor, you don't know what these people are capable of. And these people sit and they pronounce and they put their families at risk, these judges. And yet it is. You have big thing. Raise it to the top, guys. Imagine your national awards and they did not invite judges at all. Shameless. But ask how many PNM supporters they invited. Let's go to our lines again. Hello. Hello.
Good night. Good night, Inchan.
Good night.
I don't know if you were following some of the pre-budget discussions where they're talking about the amount of foodstuff, certain juices and things in the supermarket that utilizing some of the U.S. But if you pass by your partners and your ex-partners and the people who get all the Generac and all them things, I seen excavators, I seen bulldozers. Where again this U.S. to bring in all these things.
But Kola, I asked this last week. I couldn't get 10,000 from Republic Bank to bring in Generac, which I was agent for. But FT Farfan getting to bring in bulldozer, to bring in a backhoe, to bring in this, to bring in that, to represent 10 different brands. Ask where's the money coming from. I agree.
Watch how much they have there right now. Where they get these US and the cars. Don't you think we should kind of clamp down on the importation of the new cars?
No, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that because you see those new car dealers, many of those new car dealers in the back pocket of the government. And this is what I'm saying. When you look, Republic, as I said, and I'll mention their name, Republic Bank, for 7 months now, I'm trying to get 10,000 to pay for diabetic strips, and I have to suffer like dog. But Republic Bank giving people to do what? To bring in car? Because I don't take loan. Imagine I have not taken a loan in over 30-something years, and they're telling me you had to take a loan if you had to get US.
I think we should get together and try to clamp down, call for to stop importing this shit. And when you have to bring in parts for all these different cars, what will be the situation? You understand?
Kola, let me ask you a question. All those franchise holders, churches, Popeyes, all of them, when they have to pay their franchise fees, when they have to bring down pizza boxes, when they have to bring down secret recipe, where the US coming from? Where is it coming from? When, hold on, PLS expanded their store in Westmoreland. Where PLS getting the money to bring hundreds of thousands in shoes? You see, this is the society we are creating, where the poor and the middle class, you're kicking them in their backsides, and the rich getting richer.
Look like Massey. If we cut down Massey for a week, right? Look at the people that stand home there. Show them the power of the people. Everybody cut out Massey for a week. I mean, they go have their 1% supporting them. But if the general population is women that send home, single parents, you understand?
We are a bunch of stupid people. You know what? You could go low cost, and they will give you a plastic bag to put your food items in. You could go extra foods, and they will do the same.
Exactly.
You could go food basket. You go Massey. You get a blasted plastic bag. They tell you that is to protect the environment. But every other product have plastic in it in Massey. And people will only go there to, you know what? To impress people. And this is what I tell you. People stupid.
Exactly.
You will go there and pay more.
And I went price smart. You understand? Right? So we have to wake up. We have to wake up as a people. You understand? Anyway, good job. Keep it up.
Thank you so much, Kola. Thank you so much. And what he has mentioned, I have mentioned ad nauseum. I've said it before. Where you have price smart, you have courts, you have all these people getting millions of dollars in foreign exchange. And we are sucking salt, and we so stupid. Recently, with Republic Bank cutting credit cards in half, right? Cutting credit cards in half. A lot of businessmen and women going to suffer now, and businesses going to fall flat, and everybody's skinning their teeth. Hey. There are some used car dealers right now. I want to know where the money coming from, right? The president of the Used Car Association, Visham Babwa, right? He have cars pack up. I want Visham Babwa to tell Trinidad, how you get in US, I want to get US the same way too. And take me to court for asking that question too. I don't mind. Right? I am asking that question tonight. The president of the Used Car Association and all them fellas and them who have 50, 60 cars parked up in their yards and 100 cars, where is the US coming from? So I would know where to get it. Maybe you could help me. I need to find out. I started the whole damn industry, the roll-on, roll-off industry. I was the one that was in fact, I helped write the regulations from the industry, and I can't bring down one car because the banks through the government target me. The banks, they through the government target me and squeezing me. So this is what I tell you. To all those people who watch this program and you support me, your company should be advertising here to continue programs like this. But you see, as I said before, people don't care. They don't support. Right? They don't support. All they care about is me, 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 me. Let's go again. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
I just like to put a little resources on the 1%.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We as denominational religious sect like Ashta, thing, whatever, can we not get together and open something to help our people, just as the 1% helping their
No,
people?
when you say our people, I don't like that term.
No, when I say if the the Islamic section?
No, I have a serious problem with that. Because as a Muslim, I am not taught to look after my people alone. This is why when we have a football tournament, I just stay far away. You see, from people who have a football tournament for Muslim only, I don't support that. You see, cricket tournament for Muslim only, I don't support that. I am inclusive. The same way these Christians and Hindus support our business, this thing about doing something for our community alone, I have a serious problem with that. Because that is discrimination, and I don't go down that road. What happens is that as Muslims, we are supposed to take care of those in need. Not only, we were not taught to look after the Muslim to the left or the Muslim to the right. We're supposed to help 40 to the left, 40 to the right, 40 to the front, 40 to the back. That is what we're supposed to do. Maybe you meant it a different way, but the fact is that when it comes to me, I believe in across the board. I look after my community too, but here what's happening, other communities are just as important. Let's go. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah. First time caller?
Pleasure to have you on board.
Sure, thanks. I have two comments to make.
Sure.
One, Rowley and they not putting any importance to this meeting with Kamala and them. Otherwise, if there was anything of importance, they would have included it in the budget. So to have it after the budget makes no sense.
Correct.
Who am I speaking to, Inja?
Yeah.
Yeah. And two, you have a junior minister in Works and Transport. I have a junior minister, Abhinav Singh, in the Ministry of Agriculture. And you do have a junior minister in National Security that assists the Minister of National Security.
No, because according to Rowley, he have confidence in Hines. What happens is that the reason you put a junior minister is because, well, let me tell you something. To put another Indian in Ministry of Works is just a token position to say, look, you put another Indian there. And that is what the PNM does. That is what they do. You have to understand, this is the same man that selected earlier, you know. This is the same man that selected we boy before. You understand? So when it comes to crime, Rowley don't care because watch how much criminals they are getting contracts right now. Gary said it. You think they care? No, so I tell you, this crime talk, waste of time.
Waste of time. Waste of time.
Absolute waste of time.
All right.
Thank you very much, my friend. All the best. Take care. 23 minutes after the hour of 9. Of course, this segment brought to you courtesy Ronix. And if you are still buying tools that expire after a month, then all you need to change all the tool brand. And I keep telling people what I do. You see, if somebody come in to work for me and you come with certain tools in your toolkit, I am not allowing you to work for me. Because if you don't have, if your standards are not up to mark with the tools you use, then your work will be the same. So here what's happening. Ronix is a German tool brand with everything and anything. And of course, the number is on your screen, and you could contact the office for any assistance in regards to those tools. Of course, massive sale again at the end of October. Stay tuned. Let's go to our lines. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good night, John.
Good night, my brother.
Right. I'm calling from the Balmain area.
Right.
Could I call up? You are having a serious problem. The box drain in my area here caved down right in front of the house, right? With the concrete block and block the water going in 2 months now. Could I call out the councillor now, name?
Of course.
Right. The councillor is Arlene Ramesa. I've called her many times. She never come and visit the area, nothing. And if it's the mosquito, right? The water stagnant, the water not running. There's a trip to the house and everything. Centipede, snake. I don't know what to do.
Do me a favor. Have someone in your home take photos and WhatsApp it to me, and I will highlight it on my Facebook page because I have over 125,000 people on 3 different pages, plus I have a good following too on TikTok as well. So therefore, send it to me and I will highlight it for you.
Yeah, but I calling she now, and she didn't comment before election. Come on, telling the council, serve the people, serve the people. I'm not saying she ain't calling, nothing.
Well, you see, that is what happened. We warn people. It's the same thing we have with the one we have in Bamboo here. Same thing. Waste of time, right? Thank you very much, caller. Send that to me and I will handle it for you. We'll take 2 last calls. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Go ahead, please.
Hi, how are you? Quick question. Are we the only country in the world that has a minister in the Ministry of either Security or whatsoever? Is that true?
We have the only minister in what?
We are the only country in the world that also, all right, so we have the Minister of National Security.
Right.
Do we also have a minister in the ministry? So otherwise, we creating jobs for government people right through, especially their friends.
You're absolutely correct. What happens is that as far as I'm aware, there's no such thing as a junior minister anyway.
Yeah, correct.
Because you see, it has a lot to do with incompetence. If the person...
Oh, yeah.
if the person... Because, caller, if I mention tonight, and I want all the people who are watching this to do me a favor, all the people watching this, my WhatsApp number is 6844762. Right? Put it up, guys. Send me pictures and videos of roads that they have done within a year falling apart. And you will see why they have somebody. You will see why they have a junior for Rohan. Because Rohan choosing the same people who Rowley called crooks. Those are some of the contractors right now.
Oh, yeah. Remember the contractor that went to Guyana?
Mm-hmm.
And Guyana, remember the contractor that went to Guyana to do road work or something, and Guyana tell him, don't bring your Saudi work here.
No, well, in Trinidad, that is acceptable. In Trinidad, if you could build a road and it could fall apart, then you're a qualified contractor.
Correct. And you're getting paid big money.
Boy, and you're getting paid. Your backhoe supposed to do 5 days work. It park out there for 10 days. You're getting paid for the 10 days.
You're getting paid for that.
Correct. Thank you very much, caller. All the best. Now, one of the things that I want people to do, and this is a serious thing, because I wrote to the Guardian, Express, Newsday, and TV6 and CNC3, and I asked them to go through the Freedom of Information Act and get all the roads paved within the last year. And what you do, you send a camera crew to all the roads paved, and you will see how those roads are falling apart. You will see almost every single road falling apart. Some of them, the quantity of sand that they use is so high that when the rainfall, it's like a slick that you're driving on. But to me, I am disappointed in one thing. My good friend Sunaran Sal, whom I have the greatest of respect for. Brother man, you should not have accepted any award because a company like yours should be all over this country. But you are the same man, they are kicking in their backsides. Tell them go to hell and tell them keep the award. At the end of the day, that award means nothing when they are treating your company like filth. I don't see your company, and you have some of the highest standards in this country. Let's go to our last caller. Hello? Hello? Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes. First time caller.
Pleasure to have you on board.
Yes. Intran? First time caller.
Right, listen to your telephone and not your TV, please. Go ahead.
All right. I want to give you a food for thought.
Go ahead.
Right. The father had 4 sons. Father had 4 sons.
Mm-hmm.
The first son was a business administrator.
Right.
The second son was a chemical engineer. And the third one had a PhD.
Right.
And the fourth son,
mm-hmm.
and the fourth son was a thief.
He was a member of parliament, or what?
So the 3 sons asked the father.
Mm-hmm.
He asked the father, the 3 sons asked the father, Why you don't put out the one who is a thief? Why?
Right, don't listen to TV, don't listen to TV, listen to your telephone, please.
Right. So the father turned around and tell him, the thief is the one who bringing in the money because all they have no work.
But that is fact. But that is fact. In Trinidad, you have 100 people with 100 qualifications and they have to go abroad. And down here, you have to be a crook to qualify and to get contracts from government and to be anything in this country. Well said, caller. Well said. Absolute fact. Thank you so much. Well, folks, this is where we have to... Yes, let's run through those slides fast, guys. Right? Here is... Imagine an attorney at law, right? UNC Alderman Karim Beard. She said, for Christ's sake, please sort out your outstanding maintenance payment. And this is a UNC Alderman that an attorney at law is highlighting. And this attorney at law is a no-nonsense, come back to me, is a no-nonsense person. She's a very straightforward person. I admire her very much in terms of, you know, how she goes about doing her stuff and all that. And what is that? Imagine a UNC Alderman right now is owing in the courts in terms of maintenance. And we have this gentleman representing. You see, and that is the sad thing. UNC did it. Where your qualification to be somebody on UNC, you had to either be a boy living with a boy, or you had to have some kind of criminal record. Sad, real sad. Let's go again. I'm glad I come up on this one, right? 10 years ago, I mentioned that Trinidad and Tobago could become the food hub of the Caribbean because, come back to me, because we are losing money when it comes to oil and gas. I mentioned 10 years ago that we could have diversified. But you see, when you have dunces in control, they don't see those things. Because when they leave office, they don't give a damn as to who they are because their pockets are full. Guyana has put aside acres upon acres to feed the Caribbean now, to supply the Caribbean, which Trinidad could have done because we have Venezuelans coming here in bulk and making a living in bulk. Thousands of Venezuelans would have been happy to take to the fields, to plant whatever. But we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't think so. And again, like I said, the reason this continues to happen, it is because we, the people, continue to allow it to happen. We are a bunch of cowards. We are a bunch of good for nothing. We are the ones is the problem, you know. Look, yesterday, while going down the road, I see a BMW, a $1 million vehicle with a special number. You know where they are called special number. Further down the road, I see a Range Rover with a 2-digit number. I see AA. And then coming back on the other side now, I see a pickup with a double number, an expensive pickup. We put systems in place to get rid of fraud, which is men used to pay to get special numbers in license office, like 20 and 99 and all them kind of thing. Now, even after being computerized, the fraud still continues non-stop. Because watch how convenient it is that a lot of those high-end vehicles have 2-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers, and 4-digit numbers. And you telling me that we want to get rid of skull? No, partner. We are the biggest facilitators of skullduggery in this country, in the world, and people do have a problem. Anyway, I've gone 5 minutes over my time, and I'd like to thank you so much for being with me. God bless you. As I said before, what happened is that we need to come together as a people. I'm not getting younger. I started this program with hair on my head, and now, well, as you could see, all the hair gone, so you know what's going on, right? I'll catch you this weekend at Baraka Grounds, of course, brilliant, and thank you so much for the thunderous support of our lamb burger, which sold out week after week after week after week. We're looking forward to your continued support and coming down there and liming with the family. It's one of the safest places in the country to bring you on, to bring the kids to come and lime and relax. Plus, we are adding more stuff for you to come and sit down and relax. And then you could sit down and play a little cards. No gambling, though. We don't allow gambling there. No alcohol. You could come and sit down and relax with the family and just breeze. Nowhere you can do that right now, because you see, bandits know that Incha and Ishmael have a backhoe. And what happens at those grounds, we could easily convert to a cemetery. So you come there, you commit a crime, you bury right there. At the end of the day, Adab Herz, Kuda Hafiz. God bless you, take care, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. There is a repeat of this program. Take care, assalamu alaikum and good evening.